all not here for the Fever, but are only here for Caitlin Clark. It's like, if you're a fan of a player and you're here for the basketball and you're there watching games and everything, you're a fan of a player playing basketball. I don't see there's an issue with that. And according to his thing, to him, he was talking about how it was such a struggle for the team, and obviously someone who has access to the team. And he mentioned the the fans coming on saying fire Steph White. Dude, we spent a year saying fire Christy Sides. Sky fans have spent a year saying fire Tyler.
Recent developments surrounding Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever organization have created unusual circumstances that continue generating discussion among basketball observers. The situation appears increasingly complex as various stakeholders express different perspectives about the team's direction and player dynamics. A recent article by Scott Agnes suggested that Clark brings challenging elements to the Fever organization, with her fan base potentially creating difficulties for team operations. The piece indicated that managing her supporters presents ongoing struggles for the franchise. However, this criticism seems questionable when considering fan behavior across other WNBA teams. Paige Becker's supporters on social media platforms demonstrate similar passionate engagement patterns. The notion that passionate fan support creates problems overlooks the reality of modern sports fandom.
The year saying fire Tyler Marsh. Storm fans have been saying fire Noelle Quinn for most of the year. Aces fans are saying, is Becky Hammond washed? The only fans that are happy with their coaches are the Mercury with Nate Tibbetts. And by the way, they wanted Nate Tibbetts. They literally wanted Nate Tibbetts fired. Like, they wanted him. They never wanted him hired in the first place. They went berserk when he got hired. Fever fans, in fairness, like, jumping the gun on Steph White. And I still don't think Steph White's a good coach for Caitlin Clark. But Steph White's a hell of a
Agnes described certain supporters as attending games solely for Clark rather than supporting the broader Fever organization or basketball generally. This perspective appears flawed since fans who attend games, watch broadcasts, and demonstrate enthusiasm represent genuine basketball interest regardless of their primary motivation. The journalist mentioned fan demands to remove head coach Stephanie White from her position. Such criticism parallels situations throughout the league, where supporters of various teams regularly call for coaching changes. Phoenix Mercury fans spent considerable time demanding changes regarding their coaching staff. Seattle Storm supporters expressed similar frustrations with their leadership throughout recent seasons. Chicago Sky fans advocated for coaching modifications during much of the previous year.
Fever fans, in fairness, like, jumping the gun on Steph White. And I still don't think Steph White's a good coach for Caitlin Clark. But Steph White's a hell of a basketball coach. Like, I don't think you fire Steph White. You don't fire Steph White now. Jesus. You reevaluate everything at the end of the year, and you consider whether or not you want to keep her as a coach. I've heard Sparks fans try to and want to fire Lynn Roberts already. The Dream fans, if you guys exist, don't seem to be that anti-Carl Smesco. Or Valkyries fans are really happy with Natalie Casse, but let's not forget when they drafted Caitlin Chen and when they let a lot of
Las Vegas Aces supporters questioned whether their coaching staff remained effective. Connecticut Sun fans debated their team's direction extensively. Only Phoenix Mercury supporters seemed relatively satisfied with their coaching situation, though even that approval came after initial resistance to the current staff. Fever supporters may be premature in their coaching criticism. While questions exist about White's compatibility with Clark's playing style, White demonstrates strong basketball coaching credentials. Immediate coaching changes seem unnecessary, though end-of-season evaluation remains appropriate for any professional organization.
And when they let a lot of American players go to bring in Europeans, they wanted her fired too. Someone on Twitter is saying, fire ex-coach. If that is having a negative effect on the team, you are not in the right organization. This is the Indiana Fever. This is the Lakers. And it's like, oh, these are America's team. No. You have one player people want to watch and a load of other players that people like because they'll play with that one player. Like, it is what it is. But in this video, we're going to be talking about
Los Angeles Sparks fans have already begun questioning their coaching staff decisions. Atlanta Dream supporters, while perhaps less vocal, haven't expressed significant opposition to their current leadership. Golden State Valkyries fans appeared satisfied with their coaching choice, though they previously criticized management decisions regarding player personnel moves. Social media criticism of coaching staff represents standard fan behavior across professional sports. Organizations expecting complete fan satisfaction operate unrealistically. The Indiana Fever functions as a high-profile franchise with significant public interest, similar to major market teams in other leagues.
We're talking about like a conspiracy theory. And this is a theory. This is absolutely no fact. I am giving my opinion. Please leave in the comment section what you guys think about this theory. This is a complete conspiracy theory. There is nothing, there is no insider information. And some people are genuine like me, is like, oh, you want this to happen. Like, look, at the end of the day, I just want Caitlin Clark to play basketball and be on a fun team. I don't care where that is. I don't care where that is. And then people are like, oh, but there are bad Caitlin Clark.
This analysis presents a theoretical perspective without insider information or confirmed facts. The speculation stems from observable patterns and public statements rather than verified organizational intelligence. Various observers genuinely desire Clark's success regardless of her specific team affiliation. The primary concern involves her playing in competitive environments alongside talented teammates who complement her abilities. Critics often highlight problematic behavior among Clark's supporters, but every player's fan base includes problematic elements. Toxic behavior exists among supporters of various players throughout the league, including less prominent players who generate passionate followings.
And then people are like, oh, but there are bad Caitlin Clark fans. I'm like, yeah, there are. There are bad Caitlin Clark fans. There are bad Angel Reese fans. There are bad Paige Beckers fans. Who knows? There are bad Alyssa Smith fans. There are the Dejanay fans who are fans of one of the worst, fans of one of the worst players in the WNBA per minute on a minute by minute basis. There's probably some toxic Christy Wallace fans out there for all we know. Like, it is what it is. Like, I always say this, where it's like 99% of fans are good or a positive. And I'm sorry, a fan that's going to games watching.
Approximately 99% of fans demonstrate positive behavior and genuine support. Occasional criticism of coaching decisions or player personnel moves represents normal fan engagement rather than destructive behavior. Organizations seeking completely criticism-free environments pursue unrealistic goals. Teams desiring such unrealistic fan environments could achieve their goal through one simple method: trading their most popular player. This would eliminate public interest and criticism while rendering the franchise largely irrelevant. Similar situations have occurred in other professional sports.
It's going to games, watching games, cheering on the team 99% of the time, and occasionally tweets fire Steph White or wave Bree Turner is not a bad fan. If that's the case and you want to go to this utopia, that utopia doesn't fucking exist. And if that is a utopia that this organization wants to be in, the people in the backroom staff want to be in, the players want to be in, you know how to do that. You become the least relevant team in the league. Go trade Caitlin Clark. It's as simple as that. And we are hearing, just like we had heard from some Mavs commentators,
Dallas Mavericks commentators, including Stephanie White during her
Mavs commentators, Stephanie White being one of them, a little bit before the Mavs traded Luka Doncic, we were hearing rumblings of like, oh, the Mavs are better without Luka. You know, all these negative things. We were hearing rumblings of negative things from Luka and negative effect of Luka Doncic on the Mavs organization. And then obviously pulled the Nico Harrison. We're now starting to hear some negative effect, some rumblings. And by the way, Scott Agnes doesn't work for the Indiana Fever as far as I'm aware. He's a beat writer.
Clark remains under rookie contract terms, making immediate trades extremely unlikely. However, organizational attitudes might shift regarding long-term roster construction once her initial contract expires. Clark previously expressed intentions to complete her entire career with Indiana. Recently, her public statements referenced shorter time frames, mentioning the next few years rather than career-long commitments. Whether Clark desires departure from Indiana remains unclear. Questions also exist about the organization's long-term commitment to building around her talents.
Check out this footage right now.
How are you? Good to meet you too.
I know you had that for your time.
Okay, look, I have a custom one. My best friend is making a custom. I have one for each team.
That was the moment they shared. Now, Caitlin Clark did go down to Dallas and pretty much break the damn internet because, yeah, she took over their arena. I talked about this on the live. Let's check it out.
But this was Caitlin Clark before the games, man. Let's listen to it.
Carolyn Peck, White's former college coach and close associate, has repeatedly argued that the Fever would improve without Clark. This perspective raises questions about organizational philosophy and coaching staff beliefs. White and Peck maintain ongoing communication and professional relationships. Peck previously served as associate head coach under White at Vanderbilt University. Their professional history suggests continued dialogue about basketball philosophy and strategy. Beat reporters and individuals connected to various players have suggested the team might benefit from Clark's absence.
Wow. Look at her. Look at her. She's screaming, bro. She's going bananas over Caitlin. Now, this is so cool, man. This is so cool. Y'all see that? Name another player. Name another player, bro.
However, locker room relationships appear positive, with teammates demonstrating mutual respect and support. The apparent criticism seems organizationally driven rather than stemming from player conflicts. This suggests preparation for potential franchise direction changes focused on building independent team identity rather than star-driven marketing. The theoretical scenario involves organizational preparation for post-Clark success. Management might pursue championship competitiveness through alternative roster construction methods. A hypothetical situation could develop where the organization trades Clark during her final rookie contract year.
I ain't lying. Name another player that will have that impact on fans of all race. All race. You know, all race, all walks of life. I don't believe there is another one. I don't believe there's another one. Hands down, man, there will never be another Caitlin. I just have to be honest. Now, Aaliyah Boston.
Such a trade might target incoming draft talent, potentially involving top prospects like Sarah Strong in future draft classes. The theoretical trade framework might include exchanging Clark for premium draft picks and young talent. This would provide salary cap flexibility while acquiring multiple rookie-scale contracts for roster depth. Such strategies could enable maximum free agency spending while maintaining young talent on affordable contracts. The combination might support championship pursuit through different roster construction approaches. This represents long-term strategic thinking rather than immediate planning.
Now, Aaliyah Boston balled out too, and I want to get into the press conference because I don't want to shy away. I don't want to shy away from the Indiana Fever winning this game today. You know, but this whole Caitlin thing, the face of the league, this is pretty amazing, man. It is. It is. I have to be honest, bro. People can say, look at all these fans.
The organization continues marketing around Clark while potentially preparing alternative approaches for sustained success. Recent marketing trends show subtle shifts toward team-focused promotion rather than individual player emphasis. This could indicate preparation for eventual transition periods. The theoretical framework assumes White believes Clark's playing style doesn't optimize winning basketball. If accurate, this philosophical difference might influence long-term organizational planning. Given White's apparent job security, such philosophical differences could impact future roster decisions.
It is. I have to be honest, bro. People can say, look at all these fans.
On the Terrace Concourse. Proceed to the next unobstructed stairway down and exit where you'll be guided across the street to a safe location. Elevators and escalators will not be in operation during evacuation. Please follow.
Now, one of the coolest things I can say, I had the pleasure of viewing this live in Iowa. That is the Caitlin Clark effect taking over the arena in Iowa, and she was there for literally like almost an hour signing.
The organization seems unlikely to change coaching staff, potentially prioritizing coaching philosophy over individual player accommodation. This analysis represents speculation based on observable patterns rather than confirmed organizational intelligence. The timeline involves multiple years rather than immediate action, with continued Clark-focused marketing expected throughout her rookie contract period. Caitlin Clark has captured widespread attention across social media platforms without participating in any basketball games. Currently sidelined with an injury and having missed several contests, Clark continues generating significant headlines through her off-court presence and interactions. The latest viral moment occurred following the Indiana Fever's victory over the Dallas Wings, where Clark and Olympic gymnast Jordan Chiles were photographed meeting after the game.
Arena in Iowa, and she was there for literally like almost an hour signing autographs for the fans. And that was just one of the most coolest things I've ever seen, man. I've seen a lot of famous people. I've been around a lot of athletes, man, but I've never seen one sign autographs for as long as Caitlin did. So, guys, we got to talk about the topic of the hour, and that is this Indiana Fever basketball game. Paige Beckers was non-existent in the fourth quarter. She just simply went away.
This encounter quickly spread across various social media platforms, creating substantial buzz among sports fans and media outlets. The Indiana Fever demonstrated their competitive strength during their Dallas visit, securing a convincing victory against the Wings. Aaliyah Boston continued her exceptional performance streak, recording another double-double contribution. This triumph marked the fourth consecutive victory for the Indiana Fever organization, positioning them strategically as they pursue improved playoff seeding and potentially challenge for second place in their conference standings. Despite Clark's absence from active competition, her influence on basketball culture and fan engagement remains remarkably strong. Her presence at games continues drawing unprecedented crowd reactions and media coverage, demonstrating her unique position within women's professional basketball.
Paige Beckers was non-existent in the fourth quarter. She just simply went away. Now, she did, I believe Paige had over 20 points. I think last time I checked, he was at 22. Let me see. Yep, Paige had 22 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Paige showed up. Enrique was nowhere to be found. But overall, the Indiana Fever is currently sitting at 16-12 after today's win. It was 88-78 over the Dallas Wings. And just like I stated, this is their fourth consecutive win, guys.
During the Dallas Arena visit, Clark's arrival generated extraordinary fan enthusiasm. Spectators displayed intense excitement upon seeing her, with crowd reactions reaching fever pitch levels. The demographic diversity of her fan base was particularly notable, spanning across different racial backgrounds and age groups. This broad appeal represents something rarely seen in professional sports, where athletes typically attract more segmented audiences. Clark's commitment to fan interaction stands out among professional athletes. During appearances, she dedicates substantial time to autograph signing sessions, sometimes spending nearly an hour engaging directly with supporters.
Stated, this is their fourth consecutive win, guys. This is major. This is major for Stephanie White as a coach. This is major for this franchise because we have not seen the Indiana Fever this good. I know Caitlin Clark isn't there. I know that. But overall, this team has hit a trajectory that, you guys ever heard the old saying, turn down for what? I don't see them turning down no time soon. This is box office, man. The way they're playing basketball, the way they have been.
This level of accessibility and fan dedication exceeds what most celebrity athletes provide, creating lasting positive impressions among attendees. The Indiana Fever's recent success extends beyond individual star power. Their current record stands at 16-12 following the Dallas victory, achieved through an 88-78 final score. This winning streak represents significant progress for the franchise under head coach Stephanie White's leadership, marking their most consistent successful period in recent memory. The team's ability to maintain competitive excellence without their primary star player demonstrates organizational depth and coaching effectiveness. This development suggests even greater potential when Clark returns to active competition, as the supporting cast has proven capable of winning games independently.